This is Meditation Reflections, and this is part two.
Part two.
Yay.
This is because uniqueness and connections is a complex idea, and one of my guides in particular had a lot to say about that. It's a higher level guide, and she talks about that her job is to look at the solar system, actually a large area of the galaxy, and look for uniquenesses. Because she says, if I can support a uniqueness, that is source growing. Source loves unique, unusual things and wants to support them. So you've got a network, which can be without time and space, looking to understand that which is unique. And you were talking about the crossover, that you study yourself. You need to know yourself.
Yeah,
what
know thyself, as they say in The Matrix.
Oh, actually, in Plato and Socrates, to be
I'm
technical.
a little more contemporary, I guess.
True. But that knowing yourself is the discovery of the uniqueness and something that you've brought to the planet at this time. And then your metaphor of the crossover. So you're studying uniqueness, you understand yourself, but you're also studying the outside world. All your friends contribute to the uniqueness, all your teachers, friends, family contribute to uniqueness. They're part of the process of you discovering what your unique abilities are.
Yeah.
Because it's usually not one, it's usually several.
Yeah, and you discover your likes, your dislikes, your neutrals, your whatever. And then discover that you don't have to remain the way you are. Like something you hated before, you see other people really enjoying it, and then you become, oh, okay, I'm okay with that now. You become neutral. And then you may even go further and say, oh, I really like that. And you kind of switch sides. And we all have that opportunity and a capability to do that.
Let's grow and change. But the other part is, don't you think the uniquenesses add up to larger scale personal structures?
Absolutely, yeah. And you incorporate all your fragmented personalities, because we all have them. I mean, growing up on a 3D planet, you can't help but survive by having a fractured personality.
True. And those fit together, and then you go, oh, that's why I got interested in that thing when I was 10 years old. Or that little funny piece of information from this old guy stayed with me forever.
And I can't remember the name of a movie, but it was about clones, and this guy had multiple clones, and they were all exploring different aspects of himself. One became an engineer, one became a scientist, one became this, that, and the other. And there's this interesting movie.
Sometimes we handle that multiple lifetimes, or a lot of people change careers because they're going to follow something that they've got an interest in. But then they fit together into a kind of unique experience. And I'd say every time you decide to act on this trait or uniqueness, you find another network or framework of people.
Yeah, that's the cool thing, because you discover an individual or a, say, an occupation or avocation, and it creates a whole nother level of network. And so we have networks within networks.
And that can be a series of social connections as well, because you want people who are interested or kindred or accepting of this new thing you're exploring.
Yeah.
And if they come in with additional information from their explorations, again, the tapestry or the fabric of the human connections does that. Well, I liked your explanation. You come to here to understand yourself, and you expand outward to understand everything else.
Yeah.
And that's a really marvelous. It's a network, and at first, and then it's a permanent connection, because it is connection through spirit to all things.
Yeah. Wow.
I think an important group of ideas.
Yeah. I think this was our first part 2 one, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was part 2 of, let's see, network, connections, the fact that knowing yourself allows your outward connections to become stronger and more directed by you as an individual. And the universe gets to explore uniquenesses that are being refined by the individuals carrying them.
Yeah, the purpose of life.
Right. And whatever else you're supposed to be here doing.
Yeah.
You keep in mind, those can be entirely different. I always liked a story I knew as a child. It was a story about somebody who traveled back in time, and he inadvertently trained all of history because he accidentally stepped on an insect and changed all of history. And that was kind of like, no time traveling, it's too dangerous.
Yeah, the butterfly effect.
Yeah, that's the other one. The butterfly flying in Brazil changes the weather in the northern hemisphere. Right.
Yep.
And unfortunately, it could be that weird. We're that connected, and we don't notice it. Well, we hope you have a wonderful day, and this was part 2 of Networks and Connections, and maybe something like this might happen again. We hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
Blessings upon you.
Blessings.